Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Louis decided to take a little nap while we record, but in today's video we are doing a super adorable poof wreath that is all about Easter and florals and bunnies. Look at this adorable sign. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to make a beautiful, beautiful Easter poof wreath. Without further ado, let's get started, right? All right. I guess Louis is going to take a nap while we make the wreath. Let's go over the supplies for this wreath. I'm going to start with a 21-inch decommage. This has been used before, but I think we're going to have plenty to finish up this row because we need 5 yards for this method. Then I'm going to grab 2 colors of 10-inch decommage. This is a great way to use up leftover decommage because we're going to make curls with these. For ribbon, I'm going to be using this super cute 2.5-inch wired ribbon. Then I am going to use some florals. This is whatever you have on hand. These were from previous projects from a while ago, but I thought the colors worked really well with the sign. Look at these bunnies. I cannot get over the cuteness here. So the sign is 12 inches in diameter. And I'm also going to be using pipe cleaners, floral wire, some zip ties, scissors, hot glue gun, and a rotary cutter. For my wreath base, I'm using a 14-inch metal wreath form. I'm going to be using 18 pipe cleaners. This wreath base comes with 6 sections. Each section is going to use 3 pipe cleaners. If your wreath form is not 14 inches, maybe it's 18, maybe it's 24, whatever your wreath form is, count the sections and just multiply 3 by the amount of sections, and that's how many pipe cleaners you're going to use. Because the size of the sections don't really change, they just add more of them as the size of the wreath form gets larger. Excuse my cat. One of the best ways to save money in your wreath is to use your own pipe cleaners instead of buying the actual wreath forms with the pipe cleaners. Simba, I'm trying to record here. So 3 pipe cleaners per section. First pipe cleaner will go on row 1 and 2 right in the center. 2 twists, and I'm going to fold the little tails towards the inside of the wreath form. Then I'm going to put this next pipe cleaner on row 2 and 3 to the left and to the right of our original pipe cleaner. That's it. 2 twists on that, and this time the little tails are going to go towards the outside. The third one, as I said, to the side of our center one. 2 twists, and the tails are going out. You are going to repeat this simple process on all your sections, and then we can get started on our poof wreath. My pipe cleaners are all on. I have 6 on the inside and 12 on the outside row. Now let's get started on our decommage. I'm going to gather about 2 to 3 inches from the edge. Because of the width of this decommage, I do want to make sure that I have the whole decommage in hand so that when I attach it, I know that everything is attached. The way I'm going to attach my decommage is start on the inside row, work towards the outside row. And if I were to start right here, I'm going to make 10-inch loops going all the way around on this inner row until my row is complete. Then from here, I'm going to make a flat connection between this pipe cleaner and the nearest outside pipe cleaner. From here, I'm going to make 9 to 10-inch loops going all the way around. Let's start. 2 twists, and then to make sure our tail is secure, I'm going to grab a zip tie, and I like to attach these to the second row so that the tail is not against the wall, which would be that inner row. If you want, you can definitely cut off the excess, and as you can see, my tail is nice and neat. My 10-inch square is this blue one right here, so I'm going to start with my pipe cleaner where it begins. There is my 10 inches. I'm moving on to the next pipe cleaner. 2 twists, make my next loop, and that's it. This wreath is so simple to make and it's easy to decorate. You can decorate with ribbon, with deco mesh. Today we're doing 2 of those things. Just have fun, make your wreaths your own. I am making my last 10-inch loop for the inside row and I'm going to attach it right where we started. 2 tight twists. Now I'm going to go nice and flat, no loops, no nothing, to the outside row. Then attach it to the next pipe cleaner, 2 twists. Where we went flat on this 3rd row, I'm going to grab a zip tie and attach right in that connection. As you have seen in the beginning, I do not hot glue any of my pipe cleaners, but I do use the zip tie here because I feel like it helps to stabilize all my poofs, and I do make sure that my poofs support each other. This is going to be nice and filled with more little curls, with more ribbon, so it will hold in place. And yes, I do have wreaths that I use from season to season, and I have never had issues with my poofs moving on me. Moving on to the outside row, here we're going to do 9 to 10 inch loops and just continue attaching them to all the pipe cleaners. One of the questions I get asked a lot is why I do not show off my base in all the wreaths. And here is how we're going to think about it. This right here, this poof method, especially the poof method, is basically our foundation. And our foundation is basically meant to be stable, to be secure, so that we can build the wreath on our foundation. That's how I think of it. Sometimes, yes, I use some beautiful deco mesh and I do want to have it shown off. So I will try to use a method where we can see the base of the wreath. But a lot of times a base is just a base. It's our foundation. It's where we're going to add all the beautiful decor pieces to make the wreath that we have planned. I am on my last loop. Look how lucky I got. I have just enough to make that last loop. And of course, I'm going to go where I started, 2 twists. And then this tail, I'm going to push in between row 2 and 3, right in that center. Grabbing the 3rd pipe cleaner, I'm going to zip tie it either to row 2 or row 3. Since our connection is on row 3, I'm going to stick to row 3. Make it nice and tight, and let's cut off the tail. I'm going to leave about 2 to 3 inches and just stick it back in. Look how nice and neat the back is. Here is the beginning tail. Then this was our transition from the inside row to the outside row and the zip tie. And there is our ending. Open up all the poofs so that our wreath is going to be nice and full. Next, we're going to cut up some ribbon and some 10-inch deco mesh so we can fill this in. For our beautiful ribbon, I'm going to be making 12-inch strips, and I'm going to need 18 of these. We're going to put 1 on each pipe cleaner. Now I'm going to just zigzag my ribbon. On the edges, I'm going to make dovetails. For the white and yellow 10-inch deco mesh, I want 15 pieces of each color, and I'm going to cut them anywhere between 10 to 11 inches in length. Before I make the curls and attach them, here's the game plan. On the outside row, I'm going to have 1 of each color plus a ribbon. On the inside, I'm going to go every other color because our sign is big and we don't need too much deco mesh on the inside because it's going to be sticking out from the sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go every other with the deco mesh, but each pipe cleaner is still going to get a ribbon. When I roll my curls, I go about an inch and a half in diameter right here. I have my first curl. Then I'm going to grab a piece of ribbon, crisscross it, and we're going to attach it. A few tight twists, make sure I have my center. And then since I'm not going to be attaching anything else, I'm just going to twist about 1 inch from the little connection. I'm going to cut off the excess, fold the little tail in half and back. Next, I'm going to grab my yellow deco mesh, make my curl, add my ribbon, squeeze it in the center, and move on to the next one. I'm going to have these facing out because my sign is going to go right here. I attached the pipe cleaners to that inner row. Now we're going to work on the outside row. I'm going to grab one white deco mesh, roll it, and then I'm going to grab a little clip and just keep that in place while I grab my yellow one. Roll that one up, crisscross with the white, and then grab our little ribbon, just like this. Bring it together in the center and attach to the outside pipe cleaners. I'm going to repeat this exact same set, going all the way around. And now I'm just twisting the 2 pipe cleaners and cutting them off, just hiding the tail. If you prefer to keep these on, you can definitely do that also. All our deco mesh and ribbon is on. Now let's get our sign ready. Before I bring my sign in, I'm just going to grab all my ribbon and try to pull it forward so that I don't have to reach for it when the sign is on. To attach our sign, I'm going to use this 22 gauge white floral wire. I'm going to attach it on top and at the bottom. This 22 gauge is fairly soft, so I just like to get a nice long piece, maybe like a 20-inch piece or something. And then I'm going to fold it in half, put it through the little hole, and in the back, I'm going to give it 2 nice twists, fold the wires down, and that is how I attach my floral wire. I'm going to do the same thing to this side, and we are ready to attach. Wiggling my sign in. I'm going to put it right there in the center. I try to attach my sign in between the sections so that I can put one side of my wire on one side and then the other kind of on a kitty corner. And then of course do 2 twists. Simba's trying to get through. This is looking super cute. I know I like the sign where it is. And as you can see, the deco mesh from the inside row is our base to keep our sign in place. And now I'm going to go ahead and attach our sign permanently. At this time, I'm going to grab a piece of jute cord, going to make a little hanging loop, just going to put it on row 3 in between intersections, make a few loops. Once you have your hanging loop, you can cover the back. You can use placemat, you can use felt, fabric, whatever you want to do. I am not going to be covering the back of this wreath because I'm keeping it and it's going into a specific spot where I know it's not going to need that. Now it's time to straighten out all the ribbon, and I'm going to be pulling it out kind of in a V form, so all those acute points are shown, and you're going to see that beautiful checker print or whatever ribbon you're going to use. It's going to be so pretty. Next, I'm bringing in my floral. I'm going to have 4 of the purple, 4 of the pink, and 4 of the yellow to start with because I want to put them on each of the bundles that are on the outside. I'm just going to interchange them. So I have a stem about 2 to 3 inches. You don't want it to be too long, and I'm going to poke it in. You want it to be shown, and then grab your hot glue gun and attach the stems to the deco mesh. So a little bit of hot glue and maybe some on the leaves. Then let's do a yellow one on the next one. And then of course the pink. And then I'm going to repeat. The florals are on all around the wreath, and now I want to bring some on the inside. I have these daffodils left, and I'm just going to take them off the stem and start gluing them around the sign itself. The first one I want to cover the little hole, so I'm going to just put it behind and cover it like that. And then the other ones are just going to put on the edges, and I think it's going to be absolutely adorable. This wreath is all done, and to me, it just screams happiness, joy, and spring. What did you guys think of this wreath? This was one of those wreaths that I could not stop adding things to because I just wanted it to be more happy, more springy, more Eastery, more florally, whatever you want to call it. But in the comments below, I would love to say hello to you, so don't forget to stop by there. And if you are not subscribed to this channel and love content like that, don't forget to subscribe, hit the little bell, and of course, don't forget to give me a thumbs up if this video was fun for you to watch. With that being said, thank you so much for being with us, and we will see you in our next video. Louis, say bye. You're my good doggy. Okay, bye guys.